Yeah.
Riding on go, on straight legs.
Yeah.
And my take back is blowjob petty. If you coming with me, then you coming with Betty.
Cruising down the street in a 77, T-top cut, smiling and smelling, knocking sugar free. If you stay ready, and if you fucking with me, then you fucking with Fetty.
Cruising down the street in my 9A, riding on go, on straight legs. And my take back is blowjob petty. If you coming with me, then you coming with Betty.
Fantasy. Are you coming with me? Feed my fantasy.
Rollie on my wrist. When I make up, it look not Glocky on my hip. When I make this bitch, they get down. Told it like that shit. When this nigga hit, she drip. Now I wanna slip my rip on, man. Codeine on that hit, but I won't.
collecting my dough. I told you before I'm perfecting my flow. Ain't worried about hoes. I told you I'm busy. I told I'll be back. I got. I told my bitch that I'll be back, I gotta make me a run. If I say that I'ma do it, then it's gon' get done. Bitch, I work too hard for you to play with my name. Cold game off the top while I'm collecting my funds. My seat back, I'm in and out of lanes cruising. I got some Henny in my cup, or residue say. She rollin' killer at the crib while I'm moving. When I get back, it ain't a question that we groovin'. Yeah. Bitch, I told you once before, it ain't no playing with me. Try it on another nigga who ain't nothing like me. If them hoes still talking, let them hoes talk. Get your money, play the cut, they tryna get caught. It's a price on anything, even pussy. That's why I need a full payment for your cookies. My bottom bitch, she understand she ain't a rookie. She collect my money too and bring it to me. I was blessed with a mouth where I put hands on the floor. Soak up all this game, G, let it sit and get porous. If they hate, let them hate, they gon' hate to the core. Instead of hating, get some paper and don't look for rewards. She stuffing all that killer in a raw cone. My way on chill, coolin' in another time zone. Every time I write something, I be mind blown. It makes sense, a nigga gotta set the right tone. I told my bitch that I'll be back, I gotta make me a run. If I say that I'ma do it, then it's gon' get done. Bitch, I work too hard for you to play with my name. Cold game off the top while I'm collecting my funds. My seat back, I'm in and out of lanes cruising. I got some Henny in my cup, or residue say. She rollin' killer at the crib while I'm moving. When I get back, it ain't a question that we groovin'. Yeah, keep it G, that's the way to be. When you moving free, bitch, please better have my money when you come to me. Got it honest, pimpin' in my blood, it ain't hard to see. Driving slow with my seat back, playing sugar free. She know I got a fine taste for some chocolate, but money tastes better gone in my wallet. I catch a nap on the spot, Rasheed Wallace. Then waking up to the grind, being honest. I need my motherfucking ends. I need that right now, love, let's not pretend. Since you are on, baby, put on your friend. Tell her she is worthy of making me ends. Say it ends twice, cause I love the money. Staying away from all the snakes, cause they moving funny. Little bitch, Steph ain't never been a dummy. Say the tears, so I'ma need all my money. I told my bitch that I'll be back, I gotta make me a run. If I say that I'ma do it, then it's gon' get done. Bitch, I work too hard for you to play with my name. Cold game off the top while I'm collecting my funds. My seat back, I'm in and out of lanes cruising. I got some Henny in my cup, or residue say. She rollin' killer at the crib while I'm moving. When I get back, it ain't a question that we groovin'. What's good with y'all, man? OSD Live Reloaded. We back with another live stream, another Snowstorm live stream. It's icy, real icy out there on them roads. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. I appreciate your subscription. Thank you to everybody that's just been supporting along this journey. I greatly, greatly appreciate it. Hope you all are having a good Thursday, going into a good Friday. Appreciate y'all. Straight up chilling, man. And shouts out to everybody that was vibing with me right quick, playing a few tunes from the homies. Yeah, I know some real artistic individuals, you know, that can definitely write some songs, like definitely writing songs. Like definitely writing songs. Shouts out to Czar Nicholas, my brother. You know, known him for a long time, and it's just amazing to see the growth. You know, as an artist, you know, he's coming into his own sound and, you know, putting out some really great songs, you know, and being original with it. You know, that's what's most important about artistry, is just to have your own sound. Like, that's what's really important. Of course, you can have examples and, you know, seeing how people blueprints are as to how they do music as well, but you always want to make things yours because it's for you. It's coming from your mind. So shouts out to my brother Czar Nicholas. Shouts out to my bro Lil Baby Murder. You know, the Bust Down song, crazy. You know, straight up flex song. You know, that was a cool record. Shouts out to him. I want to see if he's doing a new project. I know that was his last project that I know of that he's done, but I need to check back with him and see what else he's working on. But hopefully in the future, we got some features that's coming up too, because we already had talks of, you know, doing some songs. And bruh is definitely talented, as y'all can hear. You know, so I definitely had to show some love and play their records, man. So shouts out to the bros. The Pinot Grigio is cold. Still got Pinot Grigio. We got the Pinot Grigio right now. This is the Snowstorm live stream. The link is open. Let me go ahead and do that right now. Shouts out to Just J.
Factuals.
Yeah. So this is the Snowstorm live stream. Shouts out to everybody that caught part 1. This is part 2. I just did a poll just to see what everybody was thinking. You know, should I do, you know, part 2? Should I do another one, or should I do another addition to the series that I've already been doing right now? You know, I left it solely up to y'all, and, you know, the majority said Snowstorm live stream. So here we are, where we have an open panel. So it's open thoughts, open opinions, and just an overall fun live stream. Getting the good content. Let me make sure I get the link for the live stream. Hold on just a second, everybody. Hope everybody's having a great day. Definitely been a great day today. Alright. Shouts out to y'all, man. Appreciate all the support on the way. Everybody hitting the like button, leaving comments on videos is all greatly appreciated. I'm gonna make sure I pin the link in the chat too. All right. There we go. All right. So we do have the link pinned in the chat right now for anybody that wants to become a panelist for this particular live stream, which this is the live stream to do that, where it's just open panel where you're just sharing your thoughts, sharing your opinions, and you know we're building conversation from that. So, and again, thank you to everybody that's been supporting, watching the videos, man. You know, it's all greatly appreciated. You know, I enjoy doing the videos. I enjoy giving you all my insight. You know, how I look at situations. You know, how I analyze things. You know, I'm always thinking. I sometimes look at it as like, you know, it's pros and cons to everything. Sometimes you can overthink, but for the most part, when you do overthink, you think about so many different possibilities and so many different avenues. So yeah, that's where it comes to when you just, you know, thinking a lot. But shouts out to everybody that subbed up to the channel and appreciate my thoughts and opinions, and I appreciate yours as well. And this is a platform where you're able to express just that, your thoughts and opinions, because we're all different. We all have free will. We should exercise that. I'm a big person on individualism. Very big on individualism. Very, very big on that. But the link is pinned for anybody that's watching right now that want to be a panelist on the show. I do have StreamYard geared up, so if anybody decides to pull up, feel free to. Definitely feel free to. And I've been enjoying the content as of late. You know, having different guests pull up and share their thoughts and opinions too as well. You know, that's what the channel's about. You know, people doing just that. Being able to have a healthy dialogue. You know, even if it's a difference of opinion, you know, both parties being able to hear what each one is saying. And if it comes down to agree to disagree, then that's just what it is at the end of the day. That's just what it is at the end of the day. You know, we're all different. You know, the fine line is just the respect. You know, you got to respect that everybody's mind is different. That's just what it is too. And I like live streams like this because live streams like this, I like to open up the lines of communication for anybody that wants to share their thoughts about my content, because I'm pretty sure my content isn't for everybody. I'm not expecting it to be for everybody because people have, again, their own thoughts. So, but I like to give an open line of communication for somebody that does watch my content with a contrast of opinion to share their thoughts. And the dialogue can come from that which makes the content. You know, that's just my whole thoughts of how I look at everything. You know, growing channel, you know, in the Also Dope Live channel, you know, I learned so much from just the process of that channel in particular, that this channel was just, it made the process much easier. Of course, you're going to still go through your trials and tribulations, you know, content creating, but a lot of those roads, you're able to identify some of the hurdles if you've done it already. And I've learned a lot, you know, just by growing the Also Dope Live channel, which sub up to, by the way, OHSODOPE Live, LIVE. Just a amazing journey, and still a journey going on to this day that I'm just very grateful to be on and do this for you all each and every time. Each and every time. But link is available. Just want to kind of give this opportunity for you all, the viewers, to share your thoughts and opinions. That's why I do the Snowstorm vibes live stream like this. That's why I do the conversations with OSD live, because I want to hear from you. You know, you hear my thoughts as the content creator, but I want to hear from you as well, and we can build from that just to see what direction it goes in and stuff. But very easy day, very chill day. Watch some videos on YouTube.
just seeing what was going down in like the celebrity news lately, and I was seeing the Le'Veon Bell and Bow Wow situation, which I thought that was just complete entertainment. Just seeing Bow Wow wild out the way he did. I'm gonna see if I can. Let me see if I can pull up that actual video I was watching earlier. Let me see. Okay.
Nope, nope, no. Listen.
There's so many channels that had the same videos. I'm trying to remember exactly which one it was that I.
You were from Columbus?
Actually.
Better in this single line. JD, have you ever been to Notre Dame?
Okay, yeah. So this was one of the videos I was watching. Lil Bow Wow and Le'Veon Bell exchanging words, and I'm just going to use.
So currently, Bow Wow is going viral for crash.
I'm going to use All Urban Central video just for reference. This video is on All Urban Central, their channel. Let's see. See if I can pull it up. Hold on. Okay. Just a second, y'all. Hold on. Okay. All right. Again, this video is on All Urban Central.
Crashing out at the Ohio correctly Atlanta.
I'm probably gonna be the
This
to ever come out of Columbus. The biggest to ever come from Columbus.
from Atlanta. But take a look at this.
I'm the biggest to ever come from Columbus. I'm probably gonna be the biggest to ever come out of Columbus. Hey yo, it's time for you like bullshit or the bickering or that what about he went to Atlanta. I don't want to hear none of it. Bro, let's bridge the gap and bring this shit together and get this shit cracking like how it's supposed to be. Come on, bro. Like $500,000 for a sweep for the city. I don't see ain't no Columbus that got that type of money to even host a event on a national stage like that. Like, we not doing this. Columbus will forever be my city and my town. Until I see do 10.
Hey, yo, Bow Wow spazzing right now. Yo, Bow Wow is spazzing right now. He's saying like people should come together as a community, and then saying Yo, ain't nobody doing what I'm doing though right now. So I don't know. Bow Wow's definitely spazzing right now.
10 million or 14 million out the city, then you bigger than me. Until you, if you don't do that, shut up. Don't talk to me, bro. Dead ass, like don't talk to me, bro. Ain't no like if you're not selling 14 million out the city, don't talk to me. I don't want to hear nothing. Dead ass, and we done beat all that on. Yo, where's Notre Dame at? I never even toured in Notre Dame, and we on live. JD, have you ever been to Notre Dame?
I don't need to be on there.
Yeah, you went Ohio shit. So you ain't like you voted for Trump.
And look, Jermaine Dupri already know what Bow Wow be on. He like, no, I don't want no parts of this. No, you are tripping right now, Bow Wow. I don't want no parts of this. You doing something for some internet. You doing some internet stuff. I got all this business going on in real life. You up here doing some internet stuff for your brand, whatever it is you got going on. That's cool. But me, I'm not associated with that. Yes, I know you, but what you got going on right now, nah, I'm good. I don't want no parts of that. Blaze, what's going on, man? Oh, wait a minute. There you go. Got the chat up. Shouts out to the chat.
Factuals.
Blaze in the building.
Factuals.
What's good?
Yeah, I don't need to be on your. I don't need to be on your line.
No, I'm just saying like you voted. No, I'm just saying like no.
Be on your line.
So you ain't like you voted for Trump.
Yeah, I don't need to be on your. I don't need to be on your line.
No, I'm just saying like you voted. No, I'm just saying like no, JD. No, I said it's not like you voted. No, I see what I'm saying. No, I said it's not like he voted him. Like he's acting like but I see.
You didn't even say. I know. Don't even say the name.
No, but honestly, he's acting like he voted. I'm like, bro, just enjoy yourself. You didn't do nothing wrong.
No.
You picked the right team tonight. Finally.
Leave it alone.
No, we're not. We're not. Always. Talk about.
Yo, Bow Wow, some other stuff right now. I don't know what this dude got going on. This is this is somebody that's whole life been underneath a magnifying glass. Like, this is a celebrity that yearns for attention. It's a cry for help. Look how this dude, look at him. And Jermaine Dupri, you know, OG in the game, he like, nah, leave it alone. Even the people that's with him, like, Bow, leave it out alone. You tripping right now. You got some other stuff going on. But Bow Wow doing things in Bow Wow fashion. It's the internet, man. This internet stuff is a dangerous place, man. And it's not no shots at Bow Wow, but this is things that he put on the internet for us to see. It's for public consumption. And man, this dude here, man. This dude here is tripping. Yo, Blaze, I don't know what he barking about, but he barking. Bro is definitely barking.
What you from Atlanta? Yeah, I'm from Atlanta. Oh, my mama, you good? Hold on. I need to see the background. You good? Hold on. I need to.
Yo, what is Bow Wow on right now? Like, he asking people, are they from Atlanta to do? Like, hell yeah, I'm from Atlanta. All right, we good. Like, you supposed to be the celebrity. You supposed to be trying to get the sneak videos in with fans and stuff. You oh my God, I don't know what's going on. So when I actually watched this video, I was like, damn, what's going on with Bow, man? Bow up here tripping right now. You know, Jermaine Dupri and the gang, they trying to tell him, you know, hey, leave that stuff alone. Whatever you got going on, leave that alone. Leave that alone, bruh. Like, it's not good for business, basically. And then, you know, you trying to incorporate, like, nah, bro. Like, cats is older, man. Cats is on, they grown man. They about their business. They ain't about none of them kiddie games like that. That's basically what JD was trying to tell you, Bow. But no, you insisting.
I need to the background.
Like, what is Bow doing, man? Bow is tripping right now. Look at look at him. He's supposed to be the celebrity.
Hold on.
Listen.
I need to the background.
Listen, y'all. He's supposed to be the celebrity.
I need to the background. Hey, yo. Like I pop, yo.
Look,
man,
JD, like,
hey, yo, you been
man.
better in this shit than that Atlanta shit you be wearing.
Hey, get off me. Oh,
Hey,
yo. Look. JD, like, man. I'm gonna let y'all see what JD said. Bow tripping, though.
Hey, yo. Like I pop, yo. Man, hey, yo, you been better in this shit than that Atlanta shit you be wearing.
Hey, get off me. Oh,
hey, yo.
See, like, Bow trying to incorporate people. He's trying to bring other people into this whole rant that he got going on. Like, nah, bro, it's not a good look. People understand that they understand that how not to conflate other people's issues with their own. And JD already being an OG in the game, you know, showing you the game as well. You know, he know, like, all business ain't good business. And what you doing right now is just not good for the business. You just talking, you on your rant, you live or whatever you was, trying to incorporate them and put it like, nah, like, you know, especially when people got businesses going on. They professionals, man. They ain't got time to play around like that. You up here playing, Bow. Yeah, exactly. Like, Bow Wow run, as far as being like a childhood rapper, very successful. He had a great run. You know, like he said, Mr. 106 in Park. Like, he definitely had a run. No denying that at all. But now you could just tell he's just doing anything now just to kind of garnish some kind of views from what he does, or it's just garnish some kind of reaction from the public. You know, we know Bow Wow, you know, but I think it's like now it's just like some kind of, and I ain't gonna say that's what it is, but I'll just say that it appears that it's some identity crisis thing going on. It's really strange, really weird. But you hear Jermaine Dupri and the crew, they like, yo, Bow, this ain't the way. They say it in the video, like, nah, this ain't it. And then this when you have Le'Veon Bell, you know, speaking on the matter himself.
So JD looked like his crew. I guess that was just a player to
Nope.
After.
Nope. No. You're from Atlanta. You've been repping Atlanta literally since I've been hearing your music. I literally didn't even know you were from Columbus. Obviously, I like, you know what I'm saying, when we growing up and everything, you know what I'm saying, you hear about, oh, damn, Bow Wow from Columbus? Type. People had to like low-key Google it because you was repping Atlanta, fam. Now, look, it's crazy. Ohio State win a national championship, but everybody want to try to jump on board. Hey, man, I'm from the city. No, you're not. You're from Atlanta, fam. You and Lotto, y'all from Atlanta. Don't try to come over and repping Columbus, bro. And that's another thing, too. He's talking about he from the big from the city. Let's say we even give you that you're from the city. Let's say Columbus, let's just say for the time being, for the sake of this argument, Columbus, we accept this guy. Well, let's say we accept you. Bow Wow, do you think you're bigger than me, bro? Because you need a reality check, real shit. You talking about money, Bow Wow, don't talk about money. Don't do it. Yeah, you had a nice little...
And like I said, there's no denying Bow Wow's legacy as far as a childhood rapper. It's no denying that. Definitely had a very successful career, and everybody acknowledges that. You know, Bow Wow definitely did some legendary shit. You know, he definitely solidified himself in the hip hop industry. You know, he definitely made an impact. You know, Le'Veon Bell, I understand, you know, his points of where he making, you know, as far as people that put on for Columbus, Ohio, him being one of them. Lotto, and I'm listening to this video. I didn't even know Lotto was from Columbus, Ohio. Lotto, Bow Wow. People said Busy Bone. So there's so many people from the Ohio state that done so much things in the hip hop game that it's all recognized. It's all recognized. And this to me is just two successful people just having some banter for us to enjoy, because you know both of them are successful. So I don't see nothing coming from this other than it just being entertainment. Just two people sharing their thoughts and opinions, seeing what they've done for their communities in Ohio, and it's just being entertainment at this point. Le'Veon Bell, NFL's football star, just showing, you know, just giving his thoughts and opinions, and people gonna listen because he has a following from being a star in the NFL. You know, having his audience, you know, Bow Wow, you know, laying the groundwork that he did as a childhood rapper. It just makes for, you know, entertainment by, you know, by their banter.
Rap career, but obviously that's up in the air. That's gone. Rap career done. We know that. I'm probably a bigger rapper than you right now. And then I ain't seen you in a movie forever. What movies you done been in? You have I seen you in a Medea movie. That was well, you ain't been in no movies forever. So and just because you in a movie don't make you big, fam. You ain't got no lead roles, roll bounce. Bro, that was like 15 years ago. I don't know how long ago. I might be exaggerating, but bro, stop. And like I said, bro, nobody from Columbus trying to claim you. Nobody claims you. Don't try to say you're bigger than nobody from Columbus. Don't try to rep Columbus now. No, you're not. You're still over there. You're in Atlanta. And no shot at Atlanta. No diss at Atlanta. Hey, I love people from Atlanta. Bow Wow. Hey, I can still love you, but you're from Atlanta. You're from Atlanta. You're not from the city. Stop. Yo, I'm really in a loss of words. I'm really in a loss of words, bro. Bow Wow, you say you have all this money. And what did you do with it, bro? What did you do with it? Because you definitely ain't helped the city with it. You ain't opened up a restaurant, no recreation center. You ain't helped the kids. Like, what did you actually do in the city, bro? For you to say, hey, yeah, I'm the king of the city.
Like I said, it's just two successful people from Columbus, Ohio, just having banter. You know, they both can just do videos saying what they've done for the city. And, you know, people can attest to it, I'm sure, you know, so it's good to see that it's people that's successful coming from their areas and making an impact in their industries that they're in. Now, that's all I look at this to. It's just entertainment at the end of the day, because that's what it is. That's what it is. We all know Le'Veon Bell. We know Bow Wow. You know, the internet is about entertainment. And that's just what it is at the end of the day. Link is pinned in the chat for anybody that's viewing the live stream that wants to be a part of the live stream. Link is pinned in the chat. I said I just want to do a reaction to that because that was a video that I saw earlier on my YouTube homepage. And I was like, yo, that's entertainment. You know, we know Bow Wow is going to say anything to get a reaction, you know, because it's the internet. Now it's about shock value. What can you say to get people talking, especially if you already have a name in a lane that you've already carved out for yourself? And Bow Wow, you know, having that childhood rap star stature, he could say things and people are like, oh, Bow said that. And people are going to always refer to his childhood rap star thing, scene, and seeing him as now, you know, almost, well, being a grown man, not almost, but being a grown man and seeing how he's conducting himself. But yeah, it was just real crazy seeing him in that video, and, you know, kept trying to, you know, bring Jermaine Dupri into it. And Jermaine Dupri just like, nah, like, I don't know what you got going on. You tripping right now. Like, let that go. which it is nonsense at the end of the day. It's just, and that's why I say it's entertainment, because people like the drama, people like the back and forth, people like to see two public figures have a war with words, and that's really how that's the furthest it's going to go, because it's just professionalism, and people got brands, and every now and again things get thrown out just for entertainment value, but for the most part, people about their business, and they're not willing to risk it by just saying any and everything online and going about doing things, that can land them in situations that can make them lose everything. So, it's business at the end of the day. So this is just banter. This will fizzle out just like any other kind of news, celebrity news. But that was something that came across my timeline on YouTube, and I thought that was funny. I thought that was really funny. And Bow Wow's always entertaining. Bow Wow's always entertaining. Yeah, the link is for everyone, Blaze. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's no topic panel for this particular live stream. This is just basically a live stream for the audience. For people that's watching it, they can give feedback or share what's on their mind. This is one of those particular live streams. It's really no particular direction. So it's just open panel, open thoughts, open opinions. But yeah, if you got a few minutes, feel free, bro. The link is pinned in the chat. For anybody that's watching, appreciate everybody that's watching right now. Shouts out to everybody that hit the like button. Please hit the like button. The channel is growing, and it's all thanks to you that it's growing. Definitely appreciate it. All right, give me just a second, y'all. Yo, what's going on?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, give me just a sec, bro. Hold on. Let me pull up the StreamYard video. Okay, there we go. Hold on. Let's see. Right. All right, bro. What's going on, Blaze in the building? What's up, bro?
Nothing much, man. How you feeling?
Man, I'm good, bro. I'm good, man. Another day, another opportunity, man. What's on your mind?
I actually came up here to talk about that Bow Wow situation. That, I ain't gonna lie, that was a funny video to me.
Yeah, that boy Bow Wow was showing out, and I like when videos like that come out. I like to read the comments and see what people say. Man, Bow Wow was up there cutting up, like he trying to bring Jermaine Dupri into it. It was just a lot, man. I'm like, yo, Bow Wow tripping, but it's the internet, and that's why I was saying it's all entertainment. I know nothing's going to really come from the situation, but it's for us like we doing right now to talk about it, because Bow Wow was hilarious. Like, like it's definitely hilarious.
Definitely was, for sure. There's no denying that. I got a good laugh off of that video.
And he talking about like being the biggest star from Columbus, Ohio, which again, it's people that probably like Le'Veon Bell feel like that's not true, but what they can't say is Bow Wow didn't have an impact in hip hop. Like Bow Wow really made an impact in hip hop history, like as far as childhood rappers. So they can't take that away from him. So he definitely made an impact. You know, he made songs with legends in the game. You know, had legends vouch for him and stuff. So he definitely solidified. He's like right there with like Soulja Boy. Soulja Boy did the same thing, solidified himself like that.
Yeah, that's true. Bow Wow, he came out, I think it was maybe 2002, 2003, maybe, if I'm not mistaken. But he came out at the perfect time. I think up until that point, the only child rappers that were big were Crisscross, and that was back during the early '90s. So you had that. I think Crisscross' last album was around '95, '96, I think. So you had that long little gap, and then Bow Wow came about and just really just took off. And then after Bow Wow, you had Lil Romeo, and you had all these other younger artists around the same age trying to target that same audience. But there's no denying the impact that he's had in terms of the rap industry. He did his thing. Like no one's taking that away from him. He definitely did his thing.
Definitely. That's why, and I heard, Le'Veon Bell's perspective on Bow Wow and how he looks at him and stuff like that. And people gonna have their opinions, but you can't take that away. He got movies. He definitely was. He definitely put in some work. Bow Wow is somebody that definitely put in some work. Even though we see videos like this where we like, yo, Bow tripping, but he knows what it takes to get people to talk about him, even if he's willing to do a video like that and get people to talk about him. These people are public figures. They know what to do to keep their name going, to keep their name buzzing, because the internet is constantly changing.
True. Very, very true. And now that, but it's drama sells, and it sells very, very well. So, of course, them being in the public eye, all eyes are going to be on them if they post videos like this. But even for your average citizen, if they was to post a video like that, it goes viral, it gains a lot of attention, a lot of eyes are going to be on it. So for me, it's just about move, just watching how you move. If you have something to lose, you really just gotta, watch your movements, watch what you say, watch what you do, because a lot of stuff can come back on you, and it could come back on you when you least expect it.
That's definitely a fact. When you least expect it, and that's when it's gonna happen. That's why it's always good to just put out good energy at all times. I mean, of course, we human. We go through our changes with our emotions and stuff like that. But for the most part, you always want to put out good energy. So I definitely agree with you on that, bro. Like for sure. But Bow Wow, he again, a public figure. He just gonna say anything, and it's gonna get people to talk about it. And here we are, and then like I said, I saw that video. I was like, man. But both people successful, so I don't see nothing coming from this. This is just banter at this point, for us to talk about, and that's what we doing, man. And it was objective completed. Objective completed.
Yeah,
Bow
yeah,
Wow was a whole fool.
yeah. That video, it was, to me, it was very in the realm of like lightheartedness. It wasn't really, no one was throwing really shots, no one was threatening anybody like that. It just like a little, playful back and forth. It wasn't really that serious to try to escalate the situation to something else. It was just a little playful back and forth. That's all that was. We got a good laugh off of it, and hey, on to the next.
Yeah, definitely. Both people successful. They're just sharing their thoughts. That's what the internet for. They want to know what's your thoughts, especially public figures that have a big audience that want to know what they're thinking. That look forward to live streams. That look forward to uploads from that particular public figure. So, when they're just sharing their thoughts like this, people just gonna be tuned in and stuff, and they know that as well. So I think that's why a lot of times that public figures have like a war of words, because they know the audiences and people will get to talking, and they'll have something to look forward to, especially if they're promoting something, they got something going on too. So it's social media is a tool being used as a tool once again.
Yeah, social media, ooh, yeah, that is a blessing and a curse at the same time.
Yeah,
And
it can be. Yeah, social media can
it's
definitely be a blessing and a curse at the same time, because
yeah,
it's always
it's like I say,
evolving.
it's very, it's very effective in terms of connecting with like-minded people, networking. If you have a business that you're running, that's getting it out there to the public, getting more eyes on it is very effective in that manner. But people also can use it as a weapon, really. If I'm being honest, they can really weaponize it, and it can really do some serious damage to people's rep and their livelihood too.
Yeah, social media is definitely what you make it. Some people definitely weaponize it, others use it for entertainment. It's just and that's the freedom of speech. Are people going to take advantage of it, or people just going to just use it for what it's intended for to do? But you're right. It definitely can be weaponized for sure. Social media is just a very, very, very peculiar place. I'm just going to be honest. It's so much that goes on the internet that you be like, wow, man. And there goes TV off to the side right there. Like that was once just a form of entertainment that everybody enjoyed watching. Where you have the internet where there's just so much things going on and everybody's watching.
Yeah. And then I think people forget that the internet is forever. Once you put it on there, that's it. That is it. It's on there and it can never come off. Even if you delete it off your profile, whatever, it's still out there. There's still a digital footprint of it out there.
Yeah, and that's what a lot of people don't realize, or they do realize that they just don't, take heed to it or pay it no attention because they thinking, okay, it is what it is. No, like that's is once it's up, it's stuck, and that's pretty
Mm-hmm.
much the policy for the internet. So you just got to be mindful of just everything. You got to be careful of just everything because it's on the internet. It can go anywhere because the cyber world is huge. Everybody has access to a cellular device, has access to a PC. It's just so many different forms of being able to access the internet that it can your videos and anything you do up there can land anywhere in the world for sure.
That's sometimes that could be a good thing, and sometimes that could be a bad thing. For me, it's just knowing where the line is. Like you can, you know, have your thoughts and opinions. You can express them as freely as much as you want, but also keep in mind that certain things that you say, certain things that you do, yes, where you have free will, you can say and do whatever it is that you want, but there's always going to be some form of a consequence for certain words and certain actions. And I think people tend to overlook that. Some, especially when all they seen is red. And I've seen it one too many times in terms of YouTube and just strictly talking about this platform. I've seen it one way too many times.
Yeah, and I have too. I agree with you. I've definitely seen it too. And I spoke on it too in videos, and I chalk it up to just content creators just gotta have more balance. You gotta have way more balance, especially if you're gonna be up on YouTube or any platform for that matter, because there's just so many people on all these different social media platforms that you just gotta have balance. And when I say balance, meaning knowing who you are as a person, um, and realizing where you're at. It's not what you say, is where you at. And social media and balance is just important. You definitely always have to know who you are as a person, because there's just so many different entities that you'll cross just being online, that you got to be grounded in something. No one can't tell you who you are. Everybody has a story, but that story should be a makeup of you knowing who you are as a person. So going to a place like this is just, you know what you up here for, and it shouldn't bring you out of what it is that you know you are to be. That's how I look at it.
That is very, very true. I agree with that, especially the part where you saying just knowing who you are. And I think, especially when people are on panels and things get heated, or, people get triggered depending on, what the topic is. And I think people really just for that second, they lose sight of who they are at their core. And then it's just all out war from there. So I think, and to me, when you don't have no self control, then the person that really is triggering you, they're the ones that's really in control.
Yep. That's exactly what's going on. If a person is able to make you have an emotion that you don't want to have, but they know they can get you there because of what they say, they're going to do it every time because they know they have that control. Nobody should have that control, especially in a cyber world or virtually. Where it's just a word, a war of words. That's too much power. Especially if you do different things in your reality. How can something cyber have that much control? So yeah, definitely agree with you. Like they definitely have control, and everything is always mental, because nothing starts without the command center. So if somebody has access to the command center and understand that they can utilize it in every way that they want to, then that's a dangerous thing. That's a really dangerous thing.
I don't know, the command center. You might want to might want to hold on to that too, 'cause that term you can use it for something. I don't know why it sticks out, but it does. So I would write that down and use it for something later on.
Yeah, definitely. I'm gonna have to write that one down, and then the whole live stream when I was talking about like what creativity equaling enterprise, like I have to make sure that's a whole nother live stream too as well. Like, bro, like just doing these live streams, and of course I'm presenting to you all, the audience and stuff, but for myself and just seeing, how everything just be segueing into each other like that, man. It's so telling and so revealing. So you definitely right, man. I'm gonna have to make sure I jot that down. And like I said, I'm always overthinking, so I just have a notebook just filled with just all different types of notes. So yeah, you definitely right. I might have to make that his own separate live stream.
Oh, I do that same thing because for me, ideas, they can come at any given moment on any given day. So if something just if I hear something or I'm reading something, I just jot it down real quick because I might can use it or I might say, hey, you know what? I know this person is doing such and such, so maybe let me write this down and run it by them. Maybe they can use it for something that they got going on. So whether it's for me or whether for someone else, I make sure to either write it down or make a mental note, and I will get back to it later.
Yeah, especially when you're a person that thinks 1,000 miles an hour, you gotta write it down so you can
Oh,
bring
that's
yourself
me.
back after going 1,000 miles an hour. Okay, what was it I thought of? So yeah, that's another reason why I write everything down. Shout out Lisa Queen being in the building.
Factuals.
What's good, Lisa? Appreciate you driving and listening. Please be safe out on that road. I don't know the conditions where you are, but please be safe. The conditions out here just it's icy, so please be safe out on that road.
Factuals.
Yeah, definitely be safe. It's getting a little better where I'm over in Georgia. So it's getting a little better, but yeah, it's still ice on the road. So everybody just be safe. If you traveling, please be safe.
Yeah, definitely be safe, man. It ain't nothing to play with. Look, I called myself trying to do a little bit of grocery shopping earlier today, and I'm up here trying to bring my bags in, and boy, I hit that one wrong spot where a little bit of ice at was trying to get to the crib. Boy, about to be on World Star,
Ooh.
but I said, let me catch myself. Had to maneuver, had to make sure I get my Peter Parker on. Like I had to use my Spidey senses. I was like, I ain't about to be up here on this floor for everybody. I'm gonna catch my balance. It got me messed up. I ain't about to be falling down, hurting myself. Even though the ice almost won. The ice almost won. Not today. You won't get me today.
Oh no, I ain't game. I always watch when I know I'm a pro, because for me, I can tell when I'm about to approach it, especially if I'm out walking. So yeah, I'm always watching my step. Hey, all right, that looks like ice. Even if I think that's ice, I'm going around.
telling you, I'll tell you, like if it look like ice, I'm like, yo, nah, like you won't get me today. Nah, we gonna make these adjustments. Like I said, that look, especially that quick little slip, like oh, real quick, and sometimes that's all it take, that quick little oh, and next thing you know, you up in the air, you done lost traction, everything up in the air from the bags, from the groceries, and it just looked like a Hype Williams video, everything moving in slow motion.
Man, now that's one person that had, man, he did have some very good videos. I ain't gonna lie. He did his thing.
Hype Williams is the legend. Like
Yeah.
shh, Hype Williams is definitely a legend. Definitely a legend. The videos, all that. He was kind of like how John Singleton was when he used to make those early black films. He was ahead of his time.
Man,
Like Hype Williams is definitely legendary in the filmography world.
John Singleton, man, may that brother continue to rest peacefully. Yeah, man, he gave me one of my favorite movies ever to this day.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. And I'm a person like that. Like I know a lot of people don't like to go back and watch old school movies, but I don't have no problem at all going back and watching old school movies, man. In fact, I'd be like, yo, I ain't seen that in a minute. Let me go ahead and watch that. And then when I watch it, I'm watching it with a different lens too, because I probably was watching it when I was a bit younger. So now watching it,
Hmm.
with a different lens, being older, I'm looking at different references to things and stuff. So I'm looking at movies in different ways now, especially, if I haven't seen them in a while.
Yeah, even when I was younger and I would watch certain things, I remember my grandfather would sit me down and we would have conversations and he would break everything down. some stuff as a child did go over my head a bit, but as I got older, I understood it way better. Like I'm like, oh, okay, so this is what he meant. Now I understand it. But yeah, there's nothing wrong. I do it all the time, especially if it's a movie that I truly enjoy. It's like if it might be on my top 10 list or something. And you know what? I ain't got nothing else to do. I ain't got nothing else planned. I'm finna sit back and find me a decent movie to watch. And if it's something whether it's Boys in the Hood, Higher Learning, whatever, hey, I ain't seen this in a good minute. Hey, let me go ahead and run this back and enjoy it.
Oh yeah, man. Boys in the Hood, definitely a classic. Boys in the Hood, a classic. Um, it's just South Central. It's so many of them, man. It's so many of them, bruh. Menace to Society. All of them are like West Coast type movies. That's like all West Coast and how the West Coast was in like the early '90s and stuff. West Coast wasn't no joke in the early '90s. They had the Gerald Curls and machine guns.
'Cause, yeah, for me, Boys in the Hood, especially that movie and specifically, was very relatable because I was born and raised in Cali, so that I can definitely relate to a whole lot. In the '90s, yeah, the '90s was something else. It was a lot of good times for sure, but it was still a lot of bad times too.
Yeah, and I think it'd be like that for every place. You know, it'd be a lot of good times, and then it's just you go through the bad times as well. You know, so but now the way the world is just evolving each day and revolving, man, I don't be surprised, man. Evolution is definitely taking its course, man. Seeing how like the '90s was, now we in the 2000s, and how technology is constantly advancing. Man, it's moving. Time is definitely not waiting for no man,
Oh
for
no.
sure.
Oh no. Life is short and time is fast. And before you know it, a year went by, two, three. It truly does fly by. So for me, it's just all about just making the most, and not just, and again, there's nothing wrong with reminiscing and, just about the past, or, there's definitely nothing wrong with pulling from the past if it's a lesson or a tool that can help you in the present. And for me, that's really what it's about, is just being present in the moment and just making the most out of it. Because you have no idea what's going to happen tomorrow. We plan for tomorrow, but truth be told, we don't know what's going to happen. So it's just, just be grateful, be thankful. If you, Lord willing, you wake up in the morning, hey, you got another chance to get it right, go after whatever it is that you want to do, and just, hey, live it. Just be in that moment and live it.
That's a fact. That is a fact. Y'all heard my bro Blaze, man. That is definitely a fact. You know, if anything you sought out to do, do it. You know, don't let nobody put ceilings on you. You know, because you never want to be stuck with those what ifs. What if I did that? What if I decided to? No, you should just go ahead and do it. You know, nothing's going to be easy the first time. Sometimes it does work for somebody on the first time, but for the most part, like Aaliyah said, pick yourself up and try again. You got to do it,
Man.
especially if you believe that's your calling and that's what you're supposed to do. You got to do it, and anything that's meant for you is meant for you. But you got to take the initiative and do it. So I definitely agree with
Very
that.
true. Yeah, man, everybody's calling, will be different. Some some things might be in alignment, but some things won't, and that's okay. You know, like for me, I know content creation, that's not my lane at all, but I have no problem, coming through, you know, supporting, stopping by, cooling it in the chat for a bit for those that I do like and do, want to support.
Yeah, and that's important too. Still showing support. I say that a lot of times. Sometimes, you just want to just join a live stream of a content creator that may be speaking on whatever topic they're speaking to, and you might not want to type in the chat. You just want to listen to hear what they got to say. Because sometimes I'm just speaking for me. When you type in there, you hearing what's being said, but if you spend the time typing, you spend the time reading the chat and all that, you kind of miss certain things at some point. Sometimes, or if you're a person that can multitask, that's dope too. But for the most part, I like to just kind of just listen and sit back and hear what the content creators actually speaking to. In what they say, the bushes or up in the clouds. Just hearing what's actually being said, and a lot you'll hear that content creator, when you're just doing that. So it all depends on what you like to do, and people listen to different content creators for different reasons. But whatever reason that is that you listen to them for, it's your prerogative. It's YouTube, where people up here expressing themselves on a platform and other people listening to it and resonating with it.
Very true. Because like I said, I rarely do come up. Like very, very rare. And I count on both hands how many times I've came up. I normally, if I can, I'll cool it in the chat for a bit. But for the most part, I'll be having to catch a lot of stuff on the replay. But every now and then, depending on, what the topic is, who the content creator is, okay, I come up for a bit, and if I can, give my thoughts and opinions on something, depending on what it is, some things I don't like speaking on, especially if it's something that I've never witnessed or experienced firsthand. Certain things, okay, I don't know nothing about that, so I'm just sit back and let y'all have it. I'm just gonna listen on this one because I don't know anything about that. I can't really join in on this because that's just is outside of my will of expertise.
And that's definitely respected always. Even with content creators, it's always good to do content that you know of, that you've experienced. That's what makes the content flow even much more easier. When you're speaking from a place that you know of, instead of insinuating that's what should happen or that's the way things go. But speaking from experience is what makes the content as well, and you have in your own mind to realize, all right, well, I don't know anything about that, or I've never been in a situation where I could speak to that kind of situation, and it's a sense of awareness, which everybody should have. So I definitely understand that, bro, because I'm the same way. I can't speak to things that I don't know of. I only speak to things that I do know of, and things I don't know of, I sit back, let it transpire, and go from there.
There you go. There you go. I mean, it's depending on what it is at best, I might can give you a little tiny slight opinion, but if it's something that you might really need advice for, okay, well, I might know someone that really has experience with it. So if you want, I can point you in their direction, something like that. That's normally how I would go about it. But it's all right. So I do got a question though. So what, like for you and your platform, ultimately, where do you see it going? Like, what is your end game for your platform?
End game for me, I basically just a platform where I'm just giving my thoughts and opinions, and having people that actually listen and understand where I'm coming from, even if they may have a difference of opinion, and seeing, where the two, worlds can collide to make the content. Whereas people that may feel, you know, both sides of the opinion of whatever the topic is we're speaking to, making the content and just invoking conversation, invoking thought, invoking opinion. The end game for me is just to, being able to strengthen conversational skills with whoever listens to my content. If I'm able to accomplish that, then objective completed. I've done what I'm supposed to done. The certain topics that I speak to, of course, are experiences with situations that I've seen in my life, and having the knowledge to understand what is actually transpiring, even if it's people that don't understand. Hopefully they'll they'll look at my video and gain an understanding from that, and see what place I'm coming from when I'm speaking to that particular topic. And if I'm able to evoke that kind of thought or opinion from somebody, that they want to come up and say what they want to say, or they want to just share their thoughts, then objective completed to me. And that's what I would like for to see my channel going in that direction. Just being able to strengthen conversational skills.
Oh, okay. So what? Yeah, I agree with that. So what made you like? What was the spark that made you want to become a content creator?
Oh man, I'm gonna be perfectly honest. It's just something that I knew that I had to do. I was, that kid coming up that just always had questions and was always trying to figure out how things worked and why things worked the certain ways that they did. And okay, let me figure out why it's working the way it is. So I was doing my research, or I'm very observant. I'm listening to different conversations, especially when it's people that's experienced things that I've have questions about, as far as certain topics and stuff, coming up in life, going to school and stuff, speaking to different teachers and things like that. Like, I was always inquisitive to find out, something that I was actually interested in. So being that as it may, that's what made me want to be a content creator, because I knew I possessed something that, a lot of people that might have that same gift, but they don't want to actually utilize it. And I know that it was something that I, had with like broadcasting and being able to do this, that was something that just needed to be out there. I didn't know how I was going to do it, but I just know that I just needed a microphone and a camera, and I just was going to talk, and this is where we are.
Hey, interesting, man. Hey, all I can say is, the reason why. So just keep going forward, no matter what happens. Just keep going forward. Because the way you just described it, definitely your calling. No denying that.
Definitely appreciate that, bro. Yeah, like that's the reason why I always preach that in all my live streams. Like, if it's something that you strongly believe that you can do it. Whether it be broadcasting, whether it's some kind of sport that you're good at, you're a great artist. Anything you're good with politics. It's whatever it is that you're good at, you just do it. You're not gonna be up. You're gonna reach this certain level because you see that certain people are on a certain level, but you gotta do things according to how you want to do it. And you got to go at your own speed and trying to keep up with the Joneses and do, the expectations of what you think they've done to be able to sit where they're at. That's where you're going to drive yourself crazy. So you just got to do the necessary moves for yourself, and everything else will follow, long as you stay true to self. At least that's what I believe.
That's that I agree with that because it that reminds me of this it's an African proverb, and I'm paraphrasing, but I think it goes little by little the bird builds his nest. So just like, not it's not gonna all happen, all at once. But just consistent effort over time is gonna get you to where you ultimately want to go. It's gonna get you to that destination. And you might have some people that might arrive at it earlier than you do, and but that's that's their time, that's their path. Your path might be different. You might have to go through a couple of more things before you can get to that spot. But when you get there, you're gonna appreciate it even more because of everything that led up to you getting there. So for me, I agree is, don't look at, don't look at what this person is doing or look at what that person is doing. It's okay to, admire, their journey and what they did to get there, but at the same time, you have to focus on what you're doing and your goals and your end game. So I agree, 100%.
Yes, sir, man. It just all goes back to that free will, bro. Like individualism is so important, because God felt that that was important for to bless us with that. So it has to be important if He blessed us all with that. That's how I look at it. Shouts out to Charles Adderley in the building.
Factuals.
Charles Adderley in the building. What's up, brother? Appreciate you pulling up to the live stream. Shouts out to my brother Blaze on the panel right now for everybody that's joining the live stream. My brother Blaze up here. We up here building. Shouts out to everybody that's watching the live stream.
Mm. Okay, so Arden, what you also do? You do music too, right?
Yeah, I do music as well.
I thought so. Okay, so I was
So
okay,
I definitely
okay.
do music. So the I know, and of course, like the people that I was playing at the beginning of this live stream, those are homies of mine. That's of course just as artistic as well. But definitely do music. I look at that as just another, outlet to express, the thoughts and opinions from my mind by being able to, talk. A lot of people are rappy, but to me, I just like to talk, and or however the beat speaks to me is how the song is going to write itself. So everything that everybody listens to that I put out there is just simply me, but putting out my thoughts at that moment, as I'm writing it, and being able to perform it in the studio as far as recording it as well and deliver it, because it's a difference between just being able to write, because anybody can just write something, but to be able to perform it and deliver, certain bars a certain way, accent certain words, put an ad lib here and things like that is an art in itself. So you really got to tap into a whole nother, ability when you're doing music as well too. So to me, podcasting and music kind of go hand in hand, because with both, you got to perform and you got to be able to, command, that attention, or command whatever it is that you're trying to, convey at that moment.
You're all right about that. Both, whether it is, a live stream, you're on a podcast, you're on stage performing, you're still doing it in front of the audience. And they're expecting for you to put on a damn good show. So you're absolutely right. I agree. So have you done like an entire album before, or are you working on it?
Yeah, I got a few projects that I've actually completed over time. I got some work from 2018. I have some work from 2016. I got a nice little collection of work that I've done over time. And like now, I just been working on some new material, just been experimenting with different types of sounds and things, and everything is just, you know, it's been working. And I think why it's working is because everything is just 1,000% me. It's organic. You know, my thoughts, my opinions. You know, I'm going with how the beat moves me when I hear it, and I think that's what always makes for the best songs. When the beat writes itself, like you can hear it, and everything just pours out naturally on the instrumental, opposed to then trying to just force the artistry, and it just doesn't end up being what you want it to be. Of course, it can be to somebody else's liking, but me being my own worst critic, I always want to make sure that I put out a product that, you know, not just everybody enjoy, but something I enjoy as well.
True. Again, put in mind that music. I mean, I love music. I'm not an artist or nothing like that, but I've grown up listening to music that was way before my time. So a lot of the old school soul music, that's to me, that's some of my favorites. Even to this day, like I love rap, love R&B. I like music across the board, but for me, it's hard to top that old school R&B. For me, it's hard to top that.
Yeah, definitely. The old school R&B is a hard act to follow. You know, just so many great artists, so many great R&B groups. Everybody was just so different in their own way. It was just a great space for R&B, especially like in the 90s. Like the 90s just had so many talented artists that was just in that era where it different songs, and it just pretty much hit everybody differently, and there was just so many different talents and albums out there. So I definitely agree, like that old school R&B, you know, is untouchable. You know, even if you want to go early as the 80s, you know, the 80s and the 70s, you know, was just such a great feel. Definitely agree with you on that.
Oh, Mike can. I don't know why that gave me that. Mike can probably. I don't know, cause do you have a separate channel that's like for your music?
Yeah, I do actually. Steph is dope. STEFFISDOPE. That's the actual YouTube music channel. So if I have like an upload that I want to put up, I actually put all music on that channel in particular. I try to keep all channels separate from their own individual lanes. I don't want to just compile all my body of work onto one channel. So each channel designated for what it's supposed to do, and everything strictly music that goes straight to that channel. And I just actually released some new music on that channel, but everything music definitely goes to that channel.
Oh, okay. So, but this is you see, you have the music channel, and this one right here, this is the main channel.
Well, yeah, this is the okay. So I have the music channel, I have this channel, and the main channel is Also Dope Live. That's the main channel.
Oh man.
Man, just be
Oh
working.
man.
Just working, bruh. Just working, man.
Hey, I'm not. Hey, I'm- trust me. Anybody would tell you I am not against the grind at all. If anything, I'm trying to just slow it down a bit, just because sometimes for me, a lot of other stuff slips away when just working.
Yes, that's a fact. I agree with that. That is 1,000% true. When you locked in and you working and you just got all these different thoughts in your mind as far as, you know, what kind of material you want to put out and create, it's taken away, you know, from other things you can put energy into. So I definitely agree with that. You know, that's why I try, you know, especially with this channel, you know, building it up the way I am. I'm still making sure I keep a sense of balance when I do it, because content creating can be very consuming. It can be very, very consuming.
Mm, I can't even imagine. All right, so is there anything about content creating that you don't necessarily care for? Or if you can change one thing about it, what would it be?
As far as like the platforms, or just in general, just like creating videos and stuff.
In general, just in general.
Okay. Um, in general, I think content creating is where it's at, where it should be. It's in a good space, and content creating is just like with like how I look at social media. It's what you make it. If you're willing to put the work in to sustain, then do what you gotta do. If it's something that you just be like, all right, I'll do a video here and there, then do your thing as well. But if you want something, if you want to see the fruits of your labor, then you definitely gotta put in some type of labor. You gotta definitely put in some blood, sweat, and tears, and that's something that I learned as far as with the Also Dope Live channel. That was something that I had to really put some blood, sweat, and tears into, and just give some time to, and that's what's making the run for this channel that much easier, because of just the trials and tribulations that I went to with that first channel. So content creating is in a good space. I wouldn't take away from it, because you need the process to be able to appreciate the product when you finally get it to where it is that you finally put the work in, and now you're seeing the fruits of your labor, and you'll appreciate it more. So I wouldn't take anything away from content creating. You got to go through the trials and tribulations, because that's what builds character.
True. Very, very true. Man, yeah, hey man, rise early, road becomes shorter. So you're right. I agree. So, okay, well, let me go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of here.
Yes,
So it's
sir,
about
bro.
that time, but
Definitely
hey,
appreciate you pulling up, Blaze, man, and hitting the panel, sharing your thoughts and opinions, man. It's definitely a good content right there. We just made, and giving people more insight, and you're more than welcome to become a panelist and share your thoughts and opinions again, bro. And thank you for your time.
hey man, thank you for allowing me to come up and just being a part of the platform, man. I appreciate that. Hey man, whenever I can, if it's an open panel and I'm available, I would most definitely come through. Even if I can't hit the panel, I might just hang in the chat for a bit just to support. But hey man, I'm loving the channel. Just keep going forward, no matter what. The right path is your path. Just keep that in mind and just stay the course, man. Just stay the course.
Yes, sir, bro. Definitely appreciate them words of encouragement, and man, the grind never stops, bro. One day at a time. And like I said, definitely appreciate you pulling up to the panel, man, and sharing your thoughts. That's what this channel is all about. Again,
Hey
shouts out
man,
to you,
not a
Blaze.
problem at all, man. Shout out to you, man. As always, I appreciate it, man. I'm gonna be hanging in the chat for a bit, and I'm gonna definitely let you have it. Again, man, it was a pleasure, and I thank you.
Yes, sir, bro. Thank you.
All right.
Shouts out to Blaze, pulling up, sharing his thoughts. That's what it's about, man. That's exactly what it's about. Everybody sharing their thoughts and invoking thought. That's another thing, invoking thought. That's what's really important. For people to invoke thought. They like we all look at things differently. We can all see an event happening at the same time, but everybody's going to see so many different perspectives, and that's the beauty of it. Roll Rich, I don't know if I said what's up, but what's up to Roll Rich?
Factuals.
Well, Rich in the building. Shouts out to Michael Ben.
Factuals.
Michael Ben in the building. Yes, you definitely was there since day one. For sure. You definitely seen the trials and tribulations and appreciate you, seeing the journey for this second channel. I learned a lot from the main channel. So now this second channel is I'm just going through the course and staying on and keeping my eyes on the prize. So definitely shouts out to everybody that pulled up to the live stream. Shouts out to everybody that hit the like button. Share this live stream. Share the channel. Hit the subscribe button. I appreciate your subscription. This is all great. Another great live stream. Another good Snowstorm live stream. We snowed in, y'all. We snowed in. But it still make for good content where you all, as the guest and the audience, sharing your opinions and your thoughts, which makes the content to me. And I greatly appreciate each and every last one of y'all. An amazing another live stream. Make sure you check out the previous live streams as well. Share your thoughts and opinions in the comment section. Share your thoughts and opinions in the comment section of this live stream. Playback game, you know what to do. Run it up, run it up, run it up, run it up, run it up. It's lit. I appreciate each and every last one of y'all. Thank you for everybody that was in attendance. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, share this live stream. This is OSD Live Reloaded with another live stream. Until next time, protect your peace and protect your energy. Thank you all. I told you I'm the modern day. I told you I'm the modern day Roy Ayers, 757 in my veins. Virginia player attributes maxed out like cheat codes. You niggas dusty, you look dirty when you wear clean clothes. Timepiece from my pops, he passed it down to me. It's in fact an artifact, he made sure I had the memories, cause the times we living in really something else. That's why I strive to make an impact while staying true to self. I'm back in rapper mode, I think that I'm snapping dough. It's a new era where these hoe niggas cap the most. Stay away from parasites, they always need a host. Keep an eye on enemies and keep your family close. So 70s, right with the melodies. This is just a document for my legacy. 1000 money post to make money, stack your cheddar cheese. You dig my literature, I'm sharing my philosophies. I don't know who he was, but he resembled Kevin Costner. He told me if I ever go to Maine, try the lobster. Maybe I will. I'd rather try that than to try to eat tilapia. Right, if you eat that, I'm not knocking you. I'm not, it's just not for me though. Yeah, this that
this melody is really something for the memory. When you the shit, you inherit all the jealousy. This lemonade squeeze still good with Hennessy. This feels real nice, the instrumental is my therapy. The goal now is to get it and make some more investments. The hustle, it never stops, real ones respected. Legacy matters, by all means you must protect it. If it ain't about the money, baby, don't sweat it. Nike phone posits with the Gucci colorway. Florida vegetation proper, I'ma puff away. Cool breeze, Mother Nature breathing on me. Capitalize on everything like typing all uppercase. I'm the modern day Roy Ayers. Some groovy 65 beer Gale Sayers. Some sliding, never slipping. I make it look good. As you can see, I like the rhyme in layers.
10 p.m. in St. Pete. 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 10 p.m. in St. Pete.
The flow really immaculate, that's that shit. What I'm putting on display is true craftsmanship. I put the pen to the pad, the song writes itself. Craft the rhymes, you can see it's real draftsmanship. So vivid, it got naysayers living. 1,000% organic, this is far from script. Factual. Even though I feel my life a movie, with those past events made it out to be a doozy. Don't you let those silly motherfuckers knock you off your pivot. Make some moves for yourself. You gon' be there in a minute, words to live by. Focus on self and make the best decision. Men lie, women lie, it's about the digits. More money, more problems, that's life shit. Money a tool for you to use to get right slick. Just some thoughts from my mind as I cruise slow. St. Pete like a second home was good though.
10 p.m. in St. Pete. 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 10 p.m. in St. Pete.